I'm still going, still here. Does this turn on? Yeah. Good lube this is. I got this free with a milling machine. There's one of these, I don't know, there's always an opportunity before you go and pick a machine up from an auction to just go there and move a few things around, if you know what I mean. So, how's that? What we do without pillar drills, huh? How would the world go round without an old Meddings pillar drill? Lovely. There we go. Look, I cut that with my hands. Haven't been doing a lot of cutting with hands recently because... Still there, look. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a stop. I've got a load of these Uncle Roll Bar mounts to make for the old car and a few spares. So I'm going to do one op in 3-axis and then we'll go to 4-axis and it'll hopefully finish the part off as long as I can get a surface finish on the last bit that's good enough. But I guess I can show you that as we go along. But because I'm doing a load of them, and because we're going from one setup to another setup, 2 points, I'm just going to knock up this little stop. So I'll bolt that to there, and then every time I put the material in, I can just go up against it. Let me bolt that in. I'll show you what it looks like. Look at the precision. It only needs to stop stuff, doesn't it? I could spend bloody £1,000 on a stop mate or whatever they call them, but really that cost me about 5 minutes. So let's see if it works, huh? Let's see if you can push something up against it. Wow, who'd have thought? Right, that's all good. MVPs. So my buddy Richard is the Knee Pros KTC bloke in the UK. So if you need anything, go to Knee Pros UK, I think it is. He gave me these, and I thought, how can Allen keys be better than other Allen keys, right? They're just like, it's just a bent piece of metal in a shape. But I guess everything is just bent pieces of metal in a shape. But it's interesting. There's something nice about them. And we were talking about it, and he suggested, and I think he's right, it's like the amount, so if you add that in an Allen key and you're yanking on it, right, it's just all the flex and everything in it, it's all just nice. It's all just right, you know. Jesus, I'd be allergic to them though. So there you go. Anyway, my Halfords ones are also good, so whatever you fancy. So this is the current probing setup that I've got. Try not to crash these. So I've got a mill right now, as you can see. I quickly learned that everything that you get subsequently costs £1 million. So luckily this was just £1 million. I'd like a Renishaw, you know, electric one, but I think they were about £2 million. So we're sticking with this for the time being. We'll see how we get on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zero against this device rather than the workpiece, so I can keep putting workpieces in, and it'll always be relative to that. And I'm going to do that with both of my hands, I'm afraid. I'm holding the phone at the moment. And then that'll be that. You basically just, you know, once that reads 0, you're directly over it. So I pick, these are a bit crap, so I pick 2 spaces and do the center, and then it gets rid of any error. There we go. Probably not interesting enough, so I'll stop. You know how fast-paced YouTube is. I'll stop and I'll show you it when it's all in there. There you go for the excitable among us. So I've just gone back and forth here and here, and then you figure out the difference. You find a pen that works halfway through, and then you put it into your work offset. So my work offset will be that one for today. Okay, I'll just do the Z, and we're on it. Had that in the wrong way, so I just spent another 5 minutes, but we're still only on 10 minutes, so it's all good. Making this that's got some, I can shim it, right? So anything in this ballpark, I can keep center. So we're in there. I've just looked at the cam and finished that off. We'll see if it will fit on this. Hi mate, how's it going? Because there's only limited space, it's like a floppy conversion vibe. And if I can fit the program on there, we'll just run it off the machine. Welcome to my office. I could share this from the computer, couldn't I? But I won't. Right, so this is the cam op 1. See, it stood up like that. We're going to come in, going to do a load of adaptive stuff, then a little contour, bore a couple of holes, drill a couple of holes, and then that's it. On to the other one. So let's see if this will go in. Right, so we can pull that in. You wait for a minute, reads for a minute. Right, dude, how's it going? Pull that in. It was only small, so I can put it on here. When it's bigger, I have to drip feed it from a laptop, but I can run any size of program. I've run like 2 hour cycles on here, so that's good. Hopefully this should work. I know I need to paint that, but you know, it's getting use. So here we go. Ta-da! So there we go, it's op 1, so everything that I could do from the top. Main thing is to get these fillety boys and the holes in. That's all right. So we'll take this out of here. I won't take it out of the work holding yet. We'll put it in there, and then we'll run. I'll show you that in a minute. There you go. Right, it's in the Ujima flip. It's in the 4th. These thingies are called 0 points or something like that. You can move it from one place to the other, and it's got X amount of tolerance, so you don't have to set up, you know, square up your work holding every time. You can but I still need this stop, because when I do a run of them, I'll do a load in there and then put it to there. Anyway, look, it spins around. Oh, isn't that exciting? I've put the program in. I did a bit of chip clearance, so we'll run it. We'll run it slow. The good thing about these HAAS machines is you can turn the rapids down, so it doesn't like throw your tool. If you get something wrong, you can make it slow, right? For testing first time round, so. Just stopped it. When I'm running the first ones, I'll always like press Option Stop button. You right, mate? And it stops in between each tool chain, so you can kind of go in and have a look. But you can also just stop the machine and have a look. So it's not the end of the world. But it gives you a chance to kind of have a look at the surface finish and figure out if it's good enough. And the contour around the front I wanted to do in a 1er, but because of the roughness that was there before, you can't. So I've changed that in the program. And then in here, there's a bit of roughness because this is just smashing around in there. So I let it smash around, but we're going to go back in with a 6 quite slowly to try and tidy it up. So I've just put that on the thingy, and but yeah, I was just, I'm just saying this is how it works. Everything's not easy. Stop things, takes ages. You think it's going to just take a little while to do a little bracket, but it doesn't, because you want it to be mint, right? And that's why we do it. So that's silky smooth now. Could probably do with a new cutter. It's had some time on it, but that's super good now. So we can carry on. On with you. Ta-da! There you go. So that's a piece, isn't it? So that is an Uncle Rollbar mount for GT and Group A cars in 7075. And it seems to have done okay. I won't be able to find out until I get it off, but I was trying to do it in the minimum amount of holes, because the cost of these is relative to how long it takes to mill. Sorry if that's obvious, but you kind of have to charge the mill time. But I want to make stuff that people can buy, and but you need to balance in that it needs to be real top quality stuff. So I wanted to try and do all the machining in one. I think I might have done it. So this is tab machined, and it's not tab machine. This one isn't the Instagram wobble it tab machine. I've tried to keep it as stiff as possible so I can slot it, but the surface finish is still good on the final face. I'm convinced that a lot of these tab machining bits that you do might actually require a final op if you're not careful about where it drops. So it needs probably a hand file glancing down there once it's broken off. But we'll have a look. We'll snap it off and we'll have a look. It's okay, but I didn't get a great surface finish on these two surfaces, and it will leave a bit too much work there, making that, filing that and getting it consistent, so it's really nice. So I think I'm going to go for a more old school tab method, and I've rewritten it so there'll just be a little tab at the two bottom corners, and also this was slotting it before, so the gap was as wide as the end mill, 6mm end mill and 6mm gap, which is probably why the surface finish is not mega. It's got little marks in, see? That's not cool, man. So I've changed it so there's a 7mm contour, and it's going to kind of loop round it. But obviously I need some more of those. So I was just going to nail off, since op 1's good, right? I was just going to nail off all of op 1 on the fronts, all of op 1 on the rear, and then I can play around with the parting off at a different time, can't I? Following day, same clothes though. Right, so I've done all of those, and I've marked all the sides just in case there's any kind of offset from the centre, but yeah, so that it was a good idea. It's a good idea. I've rewritten the cam, so I'm all good to go. I'm going to swap that onto there. We'll rerun the program, and then if the first one's good, I'll just show you, and we can end this and we can go about our day. Much better. Few little tool marks. Everywhere else is banging. Look at that. Lovely job. What a job. I've got one last trick I can try. Using that instead. Yeah, so I've been using a gar cutter, which are okay. It's your kind of group N, right? But that is your group A. So I can put that in, see if it makes much difference. I don't really want to take any meat out with it though. Let me have a think. Right, I'll switch to this. It's a lot more stable. 6mm end and then 5mm shank, so you don't rub against the shank, so you don't need a long flute. So you just have a short flute, and then because if you imagine the cross section of the flute, there's not a lot of surface area, so it's not very rigid. So the shorter one, it should be more rigid. So you're going to get the best finish you can. Don't know if that'll be the best finish overall. But I'm going to, it's tight, isn't it? Tight as a nun, that is. I'm going to get that away from there, and then I'll reset the tool height. I'll change the cam so it's looking at tool 12, whatever this is, and then we'll run it again without changing anything else and see what it's like. New test pilot. New piece loaded in. See you on the other side. New cam in. You all right, mate? Oh yeah. And that is the difference between a £20 end mill and a £100 end mill. It's really good. That is about as good as you're ever going to get on a pretty much totally unsupported piece. Nice. And I also set this and this to use the ITC cutter, so it's got a kind of mega finish everywhere now. But compressor's on, time for me to go. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm really busy at the moment, which is great. So it means I can try and film stuff on my phone if people enjoy it. If you do, like it and say hello. Like it, subscribe and share it around, and I'll keep making these little ones, because these, if I edit them on my phone, this is actually quite easy to do, and I quite enjoy it. So let me know. Sorry about the racket.